And we are live. Welcome back, everybody. Where we left off. The party had just returned from Thistletop, having had a brief encounter with a somewhat eccentric uh, herbalist in the middle of the forest. It was used to collect a very, very needed antidote for Utramir. Poor Utramir, who apparently was slashed with quite literally a piece of shit sword. Having returned to the herbalist and antidote made, Utramir felt much better. They left the. Let's see. Yes, you let the mercenary orc go at that point, and then returned to Sandpoint. Now you find yourself in the middle of Sandpoint. It is about noon or so. No, it's about early to mid morning this morning. It seems like the markets are just beginning to open up, or have been open up for a little while. They're just kind of beginning to start their day, really. And it seems like there's quite a bit of hustle and bustle moving around. It seems like there's a little bit more of a security presence from the local township guard, and the militia seems to be on a little bit on more patrol than what you're used to seeing. You you find yourself about in the middle of the town, or at the say the gates of the town. Where would you like to go?
Oh, let's see. Were we at the Rusty Dragon, or was it a different inn?
The Rusty Dragon is the inn that you have come to the most often.
I actually can't even remember what happened last night? How we ended? Did we actually get to sleep anywhere, or
I think
pass
you
out?
you pulled through the night, didn't you?
Yeah, he kind of went to party, and I just kind of did some shopping, really.
Nice. I can't even remember. I hope I didn't spend too much gold.
No. We were reasonable in our spending, but by the time we got into town and got our things done, we were too tired to really do anything other than flop into bed.
All right, good. I was a little worried to wake up and see that my spending habits got the best of me with some drink in hand.
No. You probably should see to the increased security. I mean, there's quite a lot of uniforms running around here. I mean, we might as well go see if the sheriff got those reinforcements he was looking after.
Good idea. Let's do it. See what Sheriff Hemlock is up to.
But first, breakfast.
Absolutely, you're right. We got to go
Where's
get some breakfast. Let's head downstairs and get some breakfast.
I am waiting downstairs in the Red Dragon Keep Inn, and I see my old friends, and I say, Udramir, Tristan, how good to see you. It has been so long.
I run up to Kaj and I just like grab him in a fraternal embrace, like, Kaj, where have you been, my furry friends?
I was hoping to see you here. My apologies. My own family, they required some help. I had to help them out.
Of course.
I see that your adventures have not taken too bad of a turn.
Oh, a few nicks and bruises here and there, but nothing that time can't heal.
Absolutely. Is everything okay with your family? I'm sorry we weren't able to help you.
Oh, no. It is a very personal business. I thank you very much, though.
Absolutely. Don't want to intrude.
No, not at all.
What have you eaten? Let's get some breakfast and catch up, shall we?
I would
Absolutely.
love some breakfast. Hopefully, some fish.
Mm.
Ah. You haven't
All right.
changed, my friend. You have not changed.
All right. As you make your way down to the main floor of the Rusty Dragon Inn, it appears that there is a fair few of people enjoying their morning breakfasts and morning ales. The scent that really wafts into your nostrils is the smell of potato and flour pancakes stacked high with butter and maple syrup, a side of bacon and hash browns, um, fried eggs and sausage. In particular, the blood sausage, which, as you kind of look around and see plates of other patrons, kind of bleeds into the rest of the dish and creates a red, warm, frothy sauce.
I put my hands on both of my friends' shoulders and I go, my friends, please don't let me eat everything in this inn. I will be useless to you.
I will try to stop you, but you will have to try to stop me as well. The smell is I'm almost like a zombie. I must eat,
Oh.
eat.
After all the field rations we've been eating, I need whatever they're eating and a tankard of ale.
Absolutely. I'll. It's on me, fellas. Let's see what we can get.
All right, let's go get something to eat. Kaj, I'm sure we can wrangle up some fish.
Oh, thank you. I pull in my plate and I slap down my own dried fish on top of the pancakes, and I go to town.
Hell yes. You cannot go wrong with a little fish in the morning.
Never.
Actually, at any point.
Just inelegantly just shoveling food into my mouth. Trying to manage a little bit more dignity than Kaj, who just slapped a fish on it and just started fucking mowing down, but then basically just like, I haven't had good food in a good long while. It needs to go down my mouth hole right now.
I get out my my napkin or my handkerchief that I keep. Stuffed it in my shirt, very fancy, and then I shoved the plate in my face.
As you engorge yourself on your morning breakfast, the blood sausage, the fat and gristle of the blood sausage, it tends to stick to the corners of your mouth, and a little bit of kind of a red drool kind of runs down your mouth to your cheek and chin.
The blood sausage, isn't it?
It's so good.
I love the fish.
Oh, really? Eating the blood sausage? Oh, that's fun.
As you enjoy yourselves, you see a elderly halfling kind of make your way to your guys' table. A short woman, even by halfling standards, hunched over with age. Her hair, white as snow, pinned to a bun at the top of her head, only matched by the pearl earrings that she wears in either ear. Her spectacles kind of nuzzle down at the edge of her nose as she comes to your table with extra tankards of ale for the three of you. Oh, I see that the three of you have made it back from the Thistletop. How was your adventure?
It was quite something, Bethna, right?
Yes,
I'm like,
you
kind of
remembered.
like pushing behind Uchiman, like, ale, gimme.
I'll take that for my friend Tristan.
Oh, he's a thirsty one. That's
when you were surviving on field rations and just water, I feel like we all need a bit of ale in our stomachs.
oh yes, and we have the best ale, wouldn't you say?
Would 100% agree, without a question.
And what about you, my feline friend? You haven't said much. I bet you're just enjoying your fish. Would you like some more?
Oh, this dried trout is quite delicious. If you have any fresh fish, I'm all ears.
Oh, I'll see what we have in the back. Be right back. And she kind of scampers off to the kitchens. A couple of minutes later, about 5 minutes later or so, she returns with a delectably smelling and salted salmon steak grill with cross hatches grills marks and topped with a bit of sea salt and lemon.
Oh, my lady, my heart is yours.
Slowly slide away from Gosh.
Oh,
Now
Is
tell me, how have things been up on the top?
Well, I put down my tankard with some semblance of dignity now. It's absolutely like empty. Like, drink every last drop. Well, we managed to find out what exactly has been happening to Sandpoint and who's been conducting the goblin raids. We fought a fair few amount of goblins, made friends with one of them, killed their chief, installed our friend as the new chief, went a little further into investigation, found out that there's a former citizen of Sandpoint in some sort of grand scheme of this in a great plot to threaten the town. Utramir got cut by some mercenary with a shitty sword, and we got him with an antidote, brought the mercenary to custody. Revealed a plot that Sandpoint is about to be attacked by somebody with a grudge. And here we are.
that about sums it up perfectly, in fact.
Oh, so you've been busy, the lot of you.
Well, this explains our appetites, really.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Would you like some more blood sausage?
I would love some more blood sausage and ale, if you could manage it.
Absolutely.
And it seems that she just appears with blood sausage from who knows where and slaps them down on your guys' plates.
I never ask where food comes from.
Lady, if I have to fight Kaj for your hearts, I'll do it.
These two will throw down.
Now tell me, you said there was some advancements against Sandpoints?
The goblin raids on the outer villages. We found out that
Yes,
they were
that's
due to.
tends
Yes.
to be a problem around here, especially in the northern parts of Sandpoints.
Yeah, we looked into it a bit. We should, at least to our knowledge, they should stop, if not at the very least, slow down significantly. But it seems there was a plot against Sandpoint. Nobody else can really tell us something about it, but you are an innkeeper, and innkeepers have ears everywhere. But there is I kind of lower my voice, and I'm like, Nuala. Apparently, she has something to do with the attacks against Sandpoint recently.
She kind of adjusts her glasses and she says, I must be getting older faster than I thought. Could you say that name again?
Well,
Nuala. And she kind of realizes how loud she said that and kind of leans in and says, no, that can't be right. Nuala, she
White hair, gorgeous, supposedly died in a fire.
it's about right.
She did die in a fire 5
Didn't
years
die in a
ago.
fire.
Yes, they at the Sandpoint Cathedral with her father.
Only he died and perished in the flames.
She kind of no. Who told you this? This
We
can't be all right.
extracted the information from a mercenary and from a sorceress that we encountered in the at Thistletop. There's neither of them had any reason to lie to us about that, and we didn't know anything about Nuala at the time. So the name meant nothing to us until we came back here, or at least until we interrogated the mercenary and he outlined the plots. We collaborated with the Goblin Chieftain. He confirmed that she was there, but not necessarily that he knew her name or any of her plots.
You must forgive me. I find it hard to believe that not only is Nuala still alive, but she's angry at some points.
We're not really sure why either. It's why she's exactly doing this. Why she would cover up her own death, kill her father, and wage war against Sandpoint. Do you know anything about why she would do this? Like, did she have any grudges against anyone at Sandpoint?
Well, children can be cruel. She was such a sweet young girl, but the other children, they tended to pick on her more than most, and it seemed to be most, at least from what I can tell, she was a little different from her friends. And if we're being honest, she had challenges making friends. In fact, now that I think about it, I think there was one young boy. What was his name? Delic. I think that was it. The two of them, they were
Sweet on one another.
you could say that. Her father didn't appreciate the interaction that she was having with him. I always saw it as a puppy love, if you will, just children being children.
Was the boy an unsavory type?
It's not that he was not. He was a fair young man, but he wasn't exactly from around here. He came through one day, and he just showed up one day, and they, I guess, hit it off, enjoyed each other's company. I don't quite know the details, only what I've heard. And then he just left. A few months later, I suppose.
After meeting her?
Yes, he was only in town for 5 or 6 months.
See, how old are they when this happened?
Oh, well, let's see. I suppose they were around 16, 17 or so, 18 maybe.
And how old would Nuala be now?
I suppose if she's alive, she'd be 22, 23, something like that.
That's a fair amount of time to be holding on to a grudge for spurned love.
Right?
I mean, not that I would know, but
I mean, I think we've all made mistakes in our past, but it is a long time to hold a grudge like that.
No, and if he went off somewhere into the unknown and she passed away without really ever leaving or faked her death without ever leaving Sandpoint, his motivation. But
now that I recall, there was a point where before the fire, I didn't see much of Nuala around. Though she tended not to play with the other children or really engage much. I would always see her around town here and there, but now that I think about it, I suppose the last few months before the fire, I don't recall actually seeing her. No, maybe that's perhaps my memory is not as sharp as it used to be. But I think a couple months after before the fire, that's when I stopped seeing her around.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Do you know if she and her father did they get along or?
Well, they certainly had their differences, as you might know, or talking around. She was found at the cathedral, and she was left there by her parents, I suppose.
So she
And
was a foundling.
yes, indeed, and that may be one reason why the other children tended to make fun of her and pick on her. That and she was always a bit of an odd one. That had she always had that white hair, even as a child, and these pale eyes. And she kind of looks at Tristan, kind of adjusts her spectacles, and she says, you remind me of her a little bit. You're
Neat.
Yes, you have similar eyes. You have the same eyes.
I look to Kaj and and Uchimera like,
I mean, eyes are eyes, right? Some
I mean, as far as I know, I'm an only child. I don't think I have any distant relations.
No. I'm saying you, your eyes are a little pale as well.
Oh yes, yes they are. But
But you have what, blue eyes?
mine,
Yeah. What are your eyes are
they're pure silver.
silver. Right. Yes, you would remind me of you would remind me of her.
Oh, oh. Perhaps this weather's this.
But at any rate, it's the now that you bring it up, her and her father didn't exactly see eye to eye. You see, her father always wanted her to become a priestess of the order and grow up as a cleric in the church. But she never she never really wanted that, I don't think. But she also didn't want to disappoint him either. So you see, she had a troubled life.
Can't say that I blame her. I don't really see much delight in churchy matters myself.
the children can be quite cruel.
Indeed,
Unintentional.
especially with. Indeed, and if she has traits that are similar to mine, that's. I mean, again, any insults I had borne upon me, I was able to answer in the practice arena or the jousting field. A little girl, well, she can't readily hit her problems away. Children can be quite cruel, and having funny eyes is, well,
Well, children will choose any reason to pick on the difference,
indeed.
and
Perhaps that's why she felt drawn to this Dalek. If he was an outsider as well, maybe he'd understand.
yes, I don't know what initially drew those two together, but she always seemed happier around him.
He left town. I hear though that he had some debts. in town. Do you know of this, or is that just a rumor?
Oh, you hear things in a tavern, and yeah, some say that he had debts, and others say he longed for adventure. It's hard to say.
Do you know anyone in town who he might have been indebted to that we could maybe uh, talk with?
Well, given his nature, I suppose any debts that he accrued would probably be from the gambling table.
Hmm.
Any number of sailors tend to gamble, and one bad night can leave one astray, if you will.
Mm.
We've certainly seen a few patrons uh, end up with a lighter corn purse.
Are there any particular taverns by chance that might, a gambler might frequent?
Hmm. Any particular gambling houses that you know that he was known to frequent?
Well, let's see. He. Ah, yes. He tended to favor. I think now that I recall, I think he tended to favor the hagfish. He enjoyed that clientele that tended to gravitate around that particular tavern. More of the working class, the sailors and fishermen of the ports. If you go down to the ports, there's you'll find it. It's hard to miss.
Oh, I know the hagfish quite well, and their friend Nora.
Oh yes, you've met Nora.
I have. I've had the fortune of meeting Nora.
Oh yes, she's a handful, isn't she?
Oh, very much so.
Ultramere, you rogue.
It's not what you think, I swear. I know.
Ultramere, you absolute rogue. Giving Zero all of those hard times about the cat house. And here you are, swiving with sailor women.
I do what I do. I would love
You
to introduce you,
absolute
Tristan.
rapscallion.
I
turn
bet you would
take
love
a
her.
hearty drink of my ale.
Bethana giggles and kind of turns away at from Tristan.
I would love to introduce you.
It like covers her mouth as she giggles.
I don't know, Kaj. Did you get a chance to meet Nora as well?
Oh, I believe I did. That was so long ago, it feels.
It has been quite a while since we were in town last.
I don't know that I've had been intimate with her. I believe I've met her in passing.
I think then at some point today, we will have to make our way to the hagfish to maybe do a little gambling, do some drinking, and maybe see if we can get some answers. Maybe some people can tell us a little bit more about Nuala's interest in Delic.
Excellent. Sounds like a plan.
Let's see. Can you? Is there anything else you can tell us, Bethana, about Nuala? Like maybe are there any records of her, like maybe her childhood, or like her and her father?
Anyone who would have been a child at the time who maybe would have not been her friend, but I mean, I'm very reluctant to state anybody in this town. They're good people here, but good people were once rotten children. Do you know of anybody who bullied her in particular as a child?
Let's see.
Who may still be around.
Let's see here. Sorry, just a moment.
No worries.
Now that I think about it, Sir Jasper, he was a tad bit older than Nuala, but he might know something about it. They were, I wouldn't call them friends, but he on occasion would uh, get in between Nuala and some of the other children. He was a little bit of a little taller when he was younger, and he you might ask him. He's you'd find him at the Sandpoint Mercantile League. He runs operations there. Mostly does bookkeeping and account management and uh, things like that. But he might know something about that. He was always a good lad. He too's seen his fair share of bullies.
Perfect. That is a
Right
great
on.
place to start. Thank you, Bethna.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
What's the damage for breakfast and ale, by the way?
Oh, that'll be
Yours heroes. That is.
that'll be about for a lot of you 2 silver pieces.
Oh, I'll throw. I'll get not throw. I'll hand her 2 silver pieces. Thank you, Bethna. And I'll give her 2 silver pieces as well, just for a little tip.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, boys. I kind of pick up a napkin and just kind of clean off my face a little bit. And I'm like, we have a heading. Do you want to finish breakfast, polish off that ale, and pursue a lead?
On
think
the
it's a
way
great
to this lead that we have, I would like to try to sell off this bow of mine.
Absolutely.
Well, the Boyer is right near the blacksmith, if I recall correctly, and I have to pick up a package there myself. So
That sounds perfect.
We could also split up if you guys would prefer. One of us could go see Sir Jasper. Someone else could head to the fish market, perhaps there, or not the fish market, sorry, but the
harbor.
the harbor. See if there's anyone who also has some more information on the this love interest or interest at least.
I'll go retrieve my package and head down there.
Thanks.
Kaj, you.
I would
Well-
like to first try my hand at the Feather Serpent to sell this bow, which is on the southeast corner of the bay.
Let's see it. The mercantile or Sir Jasper works at the Mercantile League, so I can go meet him.
All right. I guess we have our headings.
And should we all meet up back at the Hagfish to maybe again do a little drinking, have some fun, as well as maybe pick up some information?
I think it is best that we do. Try not
Perfect.
to draw too much attention to yourselves in the meantime. We don't want anybody thinking that we're conducting any sort of investigation,
Good idea.
especially with the increased presence around town.
Oh, that's right. We should also one of us should maybe go check in with the sheriff. Kaj, would you rather meet with after selling your bow? That is, would you rather meet with the sheriff, or would you rather meet up with Sir Jasper?
I would be happy to meet with the sheriff once more, but y'all have experienced much more of this adventure than I have. I suggest we meet at the courthouse in order to all speak to the sheriff.
That's a good idea. We can cross all that off. We can cross off everything we need to do. Meet the courthouse, and then head to the Hagfish from there.
Excellent.
Perfect.
All right, who would like to start?
I'll start off.
Oh, go
Okay.
for it.
And you're heading towards the
I'm
feathered serpent.
toward, yes, the Feathered Serpent, which is the magic item shop on Rum Street.
All right. You make your way down the street towards the Feathered Serpent, local magic shop and dealer of oddities. You come across for its reputation, a rather odd or rather ordinary looking building. 2 stories with a shop at the base story and what appears to be a living quarters on the 2nd story. You make your way through the front door and notice that there's a kind of a fine layer of dust on some of the items. Items kind of stored in barrels and on shelves and tables, and just generally strewn about the establishment. Things like staffs and wands and weapons of varying sorts that you've never actually come across in your travels thus far. Some rather strange oddities. And what appears to be a man kind of tettering around the back, kind of it looks like he's almost sprucing up the area, but doing a rather poor job at it. The man is dressed in a odd garb, something a little foreign by its appearance. His red hair tied back into a ponytail with with his head being shaved on either side. As he turns around, you see that he has a brown mustache and goatee, and what seems to be darkened ash around his eye which makes his eye rather pop out of his head, or at least appear to be. So at this point, you see kind of the amount of gold ornaments that he has both on his ears and necklace and fingers and around his neck. He seems to be pretty well garbed in a fair amount of gold and a few silver items as well. Oh, what would you like, my young feline fellow? What makes you come into my dear shop, the Feathered Serpent?
Greetings, my friend. I bring this handmade, composite, expertly crafted bow that I would like to sell or preferably even trade for you. This bow was handmade. As you can see, it was woven with the most excellent of wood from my hometown of Thistlewood. It was hand woven and with catgut string. This was passed down to me for generations from the Yeet clan, which is unfortunately no more. It can no longer be made. Thankfully for me, I've come across an even better bow with even magical qualities. So I have no more use of this composite, expertly crafted bow. I would love to trade it to you.
Oh, well, let's take a look, shall we? Let's see what we have here.
I would also like to declare this person as my target.
Okay.
In order to deceive him.
Okay. Are you trying to? All right, you can do that. Go ahead and roll a deception check.
Oh, where the fuck is deception? 14.
And he kind of takes the bow from you, and his eyes kind of like widen, and he kind of puts the bow kind of towards his nose and kind of eyes it up and down, and he kind of bites into it a little bit. He seems a tad mad in his investigation of the item, and after a moment he exclaims, "Ah, yes, I was in the need of a new shit stick. Oh, this might work nicely.
Okay. Clearly, we were not meant to do business.
Oh no, let's see what we can do here. What exactly are you asking for this item?
Well, I was wondering if I could preferably ask for a trade for maybe some of your magical arrows or any other useful magical item for me.
Well, this item, I'll be fair. It's well enough made. It will function, but it is not. It is no masterwork weapon. It is no, how you say, magic weapon. But perhaps there is some negotiation to be involved.
Go on.
You're looking for some magic items, is that right?
That is correct.
Well, this is not of particularly high value, but I might have a couple of poisons in the back that may be of interest.
I'm not interested in poison, only your finest goods. Be it a ring, be it an arrow. I am not parting with this for anything less.
Well, I don't know that we'll be able to do business then. This is not anywhere close to the value of any of my even lower tiered magic weapons.
Very well, I understand. If you would permit me, I would love to gaze upon your shop. I might be able to purchase something even without this bill.
Well, you can certainly gaze about. Yes. Enjoy yourself. And he kind of goes back around the counter and kind of keeping an eye on you, but kind of fidgeting around with something. You can't quite see what he's fidgeting around underneath the counter. As you look around, you find a fair kind of collection of some rather odd-looking weapons. A one weapon in particular that catches your eye appears to be a whip. However, instead of a leather, instead of being made out of leather, it seems to have a bladed, retracting, curled metal blade of some sort that as you kind of extend it, it kind of rolls back in on itself, and you extend it and it rolls back in on itself with a bladed edge on either side. You also find what appears to be a gauntlet, but as you kind of like grab it and kind of play around with it, you find a handle that inside, and as you kind of grab onto the handle, a blade kind of spins out in front of the gauntlet and then spikes into a trio of blades. Is there anything else that you're in particular kind of looking for? Or,
any bows, preferably ones that are not under lock and key. Or arrows. I'll take arrows. Or
Okay.
rings. Rings too.
It looks like most of the small items are on shelves behind the counter, but there does appear to be a small barrel of arrows. The one out front seems to be mostly just regular arrows, but as you kind of go through them, you find a couple of arrows that look a little different than the rest.
Okay. Is that all I can tell?
Well, you don't know detect magic, do you?
I don't think so.
I don't think you do.
I am an untrained improviser, however, I'd like to point out. I'm very good at improvising things I don't know about.
Right. This doesn't apply for that.
All right.
So it looks different than a regular arrow, but it is, but it is otherwise it looks a little different than a regular arrow. You do find a couple of blunt arrows though.
Okay.
Let's see, what else do you find? You find a couple of arrows with kind of leather caps on their broadsides also.
Am I actively being watched right now?
You are.
I'm going to go ahead and use my pickpocket or palm an object trait and lift one of the. I'm actively being watched. Like he's looking at me directly.
Yeah, it's not a real large shop. It's about a medium-sized shop. You're kind of an aisle over. Like he can't. He's keeping an eye on you, but you're not in direct line of sight.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use my pickpocket skill feat, which removes the -5 stealing, like the negative impact. So I'm gonna use the pickpocket / palm an object skill feat to just steal one blunt arrow in order to take home. I'm gonna palm it. I'm gonna tuck it under my shirt so that way he can't see me walk out with it.
All right. Just so you know, non-magic blunt arrows are not terribly expensive.
Well, what if it is magic though? I don't know. Is
Okay.
it magic? Like I thought. I don't know. I thought it looked magic. It looks magic to me.
It looks weird.
Magic.
It looks well. You don't know detect magic, so it looks a little different than the others, but you can't otherwise tell.
I'm gonna take the one that looks the most different.
Okay, there's one with like a green streak down or a red streak down the shaft.
I'm taking it.
Okay. This is totally gonna go.
How we needed to go to Thistletop in the first place to clear our names and everything.
You mean stealing in broad daylight?
It's y'all's fault for not following me.
Did we not learn our lesson?
That's a hard no.
Apparently not.
Oh my god.
He was rude, okay? He didn't even want my fake masterpiece.
All right. Well, if you want to try to steal it, go ahead and roll thievery check.
Yo. No.
Oh, this is great.
Natural 20. Oh
my god.
What's the total?
Well, what? Natural 20 is not enough? Okay.
It depends.
What, thievery?
It's only like a real natural 20s apply more to attacks, like attack rolls. When it comes to skill checks, nat 20s don't always result in an immediate success.
How about 28? Oh, +2 because I'm deceiving him. Right?
30.
30. Okay.
31. Wait, 28. Yeah, 30. Never mind. My math is wrong.
30.
Yeah.
How about 30? What you gonna do about that, Marshall?
Don't
push it.
All right. He kind of glances down at something to his left, and as he does so, you grab the arrow and kind of put it underneath your tunic, and it doesn't seem that he's noticed.
Dope.
Wow.
Dope. I'm taking that with me. I exit and be like, and I say, have a pleasant day, sir, even if you don't want my fine bow.
Did you take that back?
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, you enjoy your day, young man.
You too, sir.
Damn.
All right.
Nice work.
That ain't working again.
My anxiety was through the freaking roof. I was like, oh my god, if we get run out of town for a freaking arrow.
It might not even be any good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, you don't know if it's
magic.
You don't even know if it's magic because you don't know detect magic. You need Zero. You need Zero up in here.
We need the rat man.
Where is our rat friend?
Where's our rat? Are we still on Conjure? Are we shifting perspective?
Yes. Let's go ahead and go to Tristan next.
All right.
Where you off to?
I'm making my way to first. I'm going to make my way to the blacksmith to pick up my. I'll pick up my package.
All right.
So
all right, you make your way to the blacksmith. Before you even make it to the front door, 3 massive red mastiffs start barking at your your approach, alerting their owner to your presence. He turns around from his anvil, red mutton chops, kind of with framing a grizzled, permanent scowl on his head, his brow sweating with dirt and musk.
Charming.
No. Oh, I suppose you took your item. Is that right?
That would be correct. I would prefer my items, yes.
Oh, let's see. Remind me what you left here.
The masterwork, sword, and shield, both of them to be put engraved with the design. I think I gave you the obsidian for the pommel and the masterwork sword pommel with the design, and then also the shield that was meant to be redesigned and reshaped.
Ah, yes. Just a moment here. And he kind of lays his hammer down on the anvil and goes to the side, kind of a display area with a few swords and shields and suits of armor that are somewhere in the process of either being made or fully completed. And he retrieves your shield first, coming back with a shield with the something like the fleur de lis, right?
It's a Tudor rose.
Tudor rose. What was once a grizzled, scowling face, something similar to the blacksmith standing in front of you on the steel shield, is now morphed into a gorgeous Tudor rose with kind of engravings that seem to blend and engrave and kind of blend into themselves in a flow and a design that every time you look at it, you see something a little different, a little something that you didn't notice before. Right. Well, here's your shield, my young man, my young lad. The pommel was a bit more of a challenge. I managed to put the design together the way you wanted it, but I can't guarantee its strength long term. It's a bit of a brittle material you gave me, and frankly, not a great material to work with. And first real damage it gets to that pommel, it will shatter.
Luckily, I only need it for the decoration. I don't really see me using my pommel for any attacks.
Well, take care of it and don't drop it this time.
All right.
You think I don't know that this sword's been dropped? I'm a master blacksmith.
It wasn't my... Can I just have the sword?
Yes, here we are. Let's see.
My sword, I didn't drop it.
For all that custom work, that'll go you 20 gold pieces.
Didn't I already pay him?
Did you already pay him?
Yeah, I already paid him.
Okay, never mind.
You're trying to get more rolls out of me. How did that snide remark?
All right. Are you sticking around, or are you looking at his wares, or what are you doing?
I think I'm just gonna take my sword and thank him for his work, and then I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go circle to the stables, and then it's the harbor that I have to go investigate. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'll just drop in, say, see how my warhorse is doing, and then head to the harbor.
Warhorse is looking a bit stronger on its feet than before. It's certainly enjoying the amount of free hay or readily supplied hay and water that it was otherwise denied by the goblins. It seems to be strengthening up a fair amount. Still a little weak around the knees, though.
I'm gonna just kind of spend a little time being like, "Hey, you're looking stronger now, aren't you?"
Hey.
All right. I guess I'm just gonna pay the stable master to keep taking care of it. If I owe any more expenses, and then head down to the harbor.
All right, and you're heading towards the hagfish, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was supposed to investigate the area around the hagfish.
Around the hagfish. Okay. The area around the hagfish is predominantly docks for fishing and marine docking. It seems like most of the area is kind of frequented by sailors and tradesmen and rope makers, fishermen, that sort of like. The smell is deeply fishy, a little bit more fishy than anywhere else in town that you've been thus far. That and salt from the sea air being right up on the Gulf. It's otherwise it seems to be pretty ordinary to your eye in terms of. Are you looking for anything particular?
I guess I'm just gonna kind of glance about and see if anything sticks out to me as unordinary for a dock or for sailor types.
All right. Let's see. Seems to be pretty normal to your eye. Most of the people walking through seem to be kind of going about their business, either going to work or going from work. Up and down the docks. Some are hauling fish. Some are hauling large bats of rope to the shipyard, where it looks like there's a couple of ships on the dry dock at the moment being worked on. Sails being put up, ropes being lashed, carpenters at work working on repair of the ship, some workers at the bottom scraping off barnacles and the like. Otherwise, it seems to be in ordinary order.
Not for the first time. I'm glad I decided to do my fighting on my feet.
All right. Would you like to do now? Or are
I
you
guess
just waiting around?
I guess I'm just gonna head to the hagfish and wait around for my companions.
Okay. So we'll put a pin in that and return to Utramir. What are you doing?
Rogue.
I'm heading to the Sandpoint Mercantile League to see Sir Jasper.
All right. Let's find Jasper. If this would load.
Oh, while making my way to the Mercantile League. Is there anything, or is there anything I noticed like among the streets, besides maybe like soldiers or maybe not soldiers, but do I notice anything strange?
Strange. It seems that most people are kind of going about their business as you've seen before. There certainly is a bit more of a military presence, both from the town guard and from the local militia. In fact, as you are walking by, and some of the people are walking by the local militia and the town's guard, they seem a little apprehensive at the increased military presence that they're not used to seeing. Otherwise, it looks relatively normal.
Perfect. I assume with this, with the ramped up amount of guards, there are not a lot of pickpockets or thieves going about town.
Go ahead and roll a perception if you're looking for pickpocket.
Well, let's see. 15.
You don't see any pickpockets.
All right. I'll just go about my business and head straight to the Mercantile League.
All right, you make it to the Mercantile League. It's a fairly large building, fairly finely constructed with stone ornaments around its base and Tudor design, second and third story, with kind of a cross-hatched roof and chimney coming out from the back side. As you make your way, do you make your way through the front door?
Yes.
As you make your way through the front door, two large oak doors with iron hinges and iron lockings on them open before you. These are extraordinarily heavy and thick doors. As you walk through, you find yourself in what appears to be kind of a waiting area or kind of a lobby area with a woman managing papers and kind of hunched over with a quill and pen in front of you. Several sitting chairs to either side with a couple of different pieces of ornamental pictures lining the walls. The woman looks up and notices your presence. Oh, can I help you with anything?
Oh, yes, madam. Take my hat off. I am here to see if I could talk to Sir Jasper. He's someone I'm interested in just chatting with, if he's able.
Oh, well, I can see if he is available. May I ask what it may concern?
Oh, I just had a few questions about his. Just had a few questions for him about someone from his past, a potential friend of his.
Friend of his? Anyone in particular?
And I could have the wrong information, but I want to ask him a few questions about Father Tobin's daughter, Nuala, because I heard that they at least got along a little bit as children.
All right. She seems kind of confused, but is open to to kind of the idea. I suppose I go see if he's available. Just a moment.
I would appreciate it. Thank you.
So she walks away for a few minutes, and after a couple of minutes, she returns with Sir Jasper, a tall, fair-haired looking gentleman, young, about in his mid-20s, clean cut, black hair, kind of swayed to one side, finely shaven, with kind of wearing a white gown, kind of somewhere between a business kind of a attire that you might see on a noble person, and something that you might find on a paladin or the gown itself is trimmed with kind of a gold flare and seems to be made out of a silk or silk-like material. Ah, yes. Is there something I can do with for you?
Yes, Sir Jasper. Sorry, let me introduce myself. I am Utramir Zashel. I have been helping Sheriff Hemlock in town from all sorts of dangers, and I just had a few questions for you if you have time.
Yes. Why don't you come into my office?
Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
Now, my secretary said something about Nuala?
Yes, I am sorry. It's coming out of the blue with questions about someone that you may have known from childhood, but I was just asking you a few questions regarding Father Tobin and Nuala, just to see if I can understand a little bit better who they were. Has to do with the goblin attacks potentially.
Well, is there anything in particular?
Yes, I am curious. How would you describe Nuala? I don't want to presume too much, but I have heard that you defended her on a few occasions from bullies.
Defended is a strong word for what I did. I just made sure she wasn't being picked on when she was a young child. That's all. You stand up to a bully or two, and then you see such brutality in the streets, and you want to make sure that people don't needlessly suffer.
I could not agree more, my friend. That is how I became an adventurer myself. I have made it my goal to defend those who can't stand up for themselves.
Very admirable line of work you've chosen, certainly.
I appreciate that. How would you describe Nuala, though, as a child? Was she... did you really get to know her all that well, or...
I wouldn't say that I knew her particularly well, but we were friendly, I suppose. Her and I, we understood each other in a way that perhaps some of the other children and people about our age didn't quite. Her and I, we both experienced some less than friendly atmospheres at both at home and on schoolyards, and I was sympathetic to her situation.
At home as well. I did not know that her and her father did they not get along, or?
Well, if you ask most people in town, they would say that they were perfectly civil with each other. According to what Nuala told me, don't know that I should. What exactly does this concern? Nuala's been gone for years. I don't quite understand the reason for bringing up such things.
Oh, I'm very sorry. The reason I bring it up is on our journey and adventures. We have overheard that potentially the goblins might have caused the fire at the church, and I am thinking that I want to know more about Father Tobin and Nuala. just to see, why they would have targeted them, why they might have been a target of that.
Well, as to why they were a target, I cannot say. The goblins, they do tend to be a bit of a firebug around here. Um, as for the relationship between Nuella and her father, it was not always the best, you could say. Her father always insisted that she become a cleric, um, like him, and serve for the church. And that was never her. That was never her calling. She always longed for adventure and wanted more out of Sandpoint than rather what's she always wanted more than what Sandpoint could offer. And unfortunately, they didn't always. This disagreement uh, would sometimes become abusive in certain, mostly verbally, but and she never told me this explicitly, but there were times where she would cover up certain blemishes that she received.
Sounds like Father Tobin was not as nice as everyone else has told me. Again, this is why I'm trying to get this information, and I appreciate you telling me, because it seems like everyone else I've talked to in town has said nothing but good things about him.
Well, most of town didn't talk to or really care for Nuala or as a person, rather just as a good luck charm, I suppose. Some of the people around here can be a tad superstitious, and she being fairer than most around here, she was thought to have certain powers, though that isn't entirely true. People can be a tad superstitious, and frankly, that may have been one reason why Father Tobin wanted her to join the order in service of the church and of the cathedral.
What do you mean by had some powers? Was she gifted with the ability to cast magic, or
more like she had this how to explain. She had this uncanny resistance, even in the face of bleak odds and bleak circumstance. She was able to recover in a way that is a little odd, I suppose. She was always a bit stronger than she led on. She was a fair girl. She was gorgeous, rather, and she had a certain strength about her. It's rather hard to describe.
And you also said good luck charm. Did some people in town consider her lucky because of this strength that she had?
Perhaps it was this strength. Perhaps it was the fact that she had white hair and rather glowing eyes, almost. There's this old story that some of the elders used to tell children about this deity. What was her name? Name escapes me at the moment, but she was known for her willingness to help those in need, and and always had blessed her followers with uncanny luck and fertility as well.
Hmm. This is just a legend, though, of course, right? Not
Well,
anything based in fact.
yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's an old wives' tale from 1,000 years ago, and one of those stories that gets passed on, and the older generation tells to the younger generation, and I, I doubt such a woman ever existed. But regardless if it existed or not, some people, in particular the more superstitious groups, um, they believe such things, and if if they thought that Nuala was had some sort of connection, they might consider her, as I said, a lucky charm.
Very interesting. Did anyone in town did anyone in town ever like uh oh, sorry, I'm at a loss for words. Did anyone in town ever you know, I don't know, use her as a charm, perhaps? Like, like say, hey, I don't even know really. That's what I'm asking. Was it just the tale that was told?
More of a tale that was told, but there was this particular oddity that would sometimes occur on some of Sandpoint, the less scrupulous, would sometimes cut locks of her hair if she wasn't looking, and I suppose considered it something akin to a rabbit's foot or talisman of some sort. I don't believe in that sort of thing myself.
Of course. I mean, I think most of us understand that magic and luck are two very different things.
But more than anything, she never enjoyed the attention that was given her. She always thought herself different than the rest, and she was a tad different, but aren't we all in our own little ways? And he kind of like trails off and kind of like looks into at a picture on his desk, kind of facing him. And you can't see the picture from where you're sitting, but he kind of like looks at the picture for a moment and kind of readjusts himself.
Of course. I mean, we growing up as a half orc, I can relate to this very much. So it is difficult to grow up being seen as different from others. Did she have any, or Father Tobin? Did either of them have any enemies in town? Anyone who, or was there a particular bully who focused their attention on Nuala?
Particular bully, I can't. I suppose not. Being as visually different as she was, she tended to allure a lot of the neighborhood bullies here and there. And there was a few times where I had to felt compelled to step in and ensure that things didn't escalate.
And did Father Tobin have any enemies? Anyone who truly disliked him?
Well, truly disliked, perhaps. Once you become the leader in any town, there's certain people that aren't going to particularly like you. The only one that really comes to mind is Titus. Though he doesn't particularly like anybody.
Hmm.
Titus Scantari. He's one of the heads of the family here, and he's a tra- traditional person. He doesn't like people that are different, and that includes, well, Nuala and he's his own breed.
Hmm. I have not had the opportunity to meet this Titus Scantari yet. Perhaps I'll have to pay him a visit.
I would advise against it. He's a unpleasant fellow,
Hmm.
exceedingly unpleasant fellow.
Hmm. I appreciate the advice. Perhaps I shall stay away from this man. Then I would not like to make any enemies myself, or get caught up in any fight.
Now that I now that I think on it, there was one other, not an enemy of Tobin, Father Tobin, or of Noel. There was a boy that she cared for.
Delic, right?
Delic. Yes, that was his name. He was he was a he was a fair young man. Though it seemed to me that the relationship between Delic and Nuala was something a little different than the other children. I shouldn't say children. Than her other relationships.
Hmm. I've heard that they had potential connection with one another. Is that true? Like they were seeing each other romantically, or?
She never liked to discuss much to do with Delic, or rather anybody. The only person she really talked with was in fact Delic, and a bit myself, I suppose. But it seemed to me that they were uh, favorable to each other, Ex- perhaps perhaps even loving, which, given her experiences, sometimes that's what is needed.
Uh, I heard that he left town. I heard also that he might have had some debts potentially when he left. I know he left for adventure, but I also heard that he might have left without paying some people. Is there any truth to that you know of?
I heard that. I recall hearing that rumor as well, but I find it difficult to believe. Uh, Being a financier, I tend to know the fiscal situation in town relatively well, and I never saw him as a gambler or one to uh, have excessive debt. We usually keep a pretty good tab on those that are allowed credit, and those that are not. And he, though modest in his means, was never in, I would say, any excessive debt. Perhaps uh, for a meal or room and board here and there, but nothing excessive.
Did he left after New Wallace passing, or did he leave before?
No,
I heard.
he left. Let's see now. Few months before, I think. perhaps a few months before the fire.
Gotcha. Do you know if Nuala was interested in following him? I know that, like you said, she was very interested in leaving the confines of Sandpoint, but was there any discussion of that?
To be honest, after he left, I only had fleeting interactions with Nuala after. She shut herself up in her room and refused to come down from the old cathedral. And even when I pleaded to Father Tobin to speak with her, he denied me entry and wouldn't allow me to even talk to her. After she left, after he left, Tobin said that she was in a frantic and hystolic state.
It sounds like, again, it might be hard to trust the word of Father Tobin. Did you believe this?
Personally, I had my suspicions, but there was very little I could do. He was still her father, and trying to make a fuss about it would have gone nowhere. He was, at least at the time, spiritual leader to the town and of high standing within the town. So I had very and he kind of trails off, and he kind of his voice kind of tones down. It's one regret I have is not helping her more.
You cared for her.
I try to look out for those that perhaps have had a difficult time.
I understand. Do you know if Father Xanthus, did he know Father Tobin very well? Or
Yes, indeed. Father Xanthus was Father Tobin's #1 pupil, actually, which is the predominant reason why he ended up leading the cathedral after the unfortunate the fire that consumed our last cathedral. Though I always found him to be a fair individual. He even pleaded against Father Tobin with my pressing to speak with Nuala, but even he was unable to sway Father Tobin.
that's good to know. Again, I feel like there are some parts of that of the passing of Nuala and Father Tobin that are kept hush hush around town, and I very much appreciate your time, Sir Jasper.
Certainly.
Thank you again for taking the time, and I bid you adieu.
Yes. Well, I must be off. I have much work to do. Financing a town doesn't happen in a day.
It's a work in progress, right?
Always.
Thank you again, sir, and I'll exit.
All right. And let's see. All three of you are converging on the Hagfish.
Oh, I guess. Should we meet at the Hagfish or meet up with the sheriff?
Let's meet up at the Hagfish, and then eventually we can meet up with the sheriff after we're done.
Perfect. We'll head to the Hagfish then.
All right. After all of three of you conclude your business, you coincidentally make it to the Hagfish right about at the same time.
How did everything go, my friends?
Well,
Fucking, like,
I found
shit.
what I was looking for, and we're pretty solid here.
He saw right through this bow. He knew it wasn't magical. I'll get someone though.
Yeah, I mean, it is at least worth a try, right, Kosh?
Oh yeah. 100 gold pieces does not slip through my fingers very easily.
I mean, did
I
we
would
not
know.
already know that it wasn't really magical, though? I mean,
I know that, but they don't.
I mean, who knows? It could be magical to someone.
I suppose.
What is the saying? One man's junk is another man's treasure.
That is right.
I guess. I guess. I suppose.
Someone will find use for that for the right price. I would hope for you, Kaj.
Oh, they will. They
What you say? I introduce you to Nora.
Who is this Nora?
She is probably the most well-known customer here at the Hagfish, or patron, I should say.
Well, let's meet her then.
All right,
All right,
And-
into the breach.
into the breach, my friends.
All right. As you make your way down to the hagfish, you see its somewhat disheveled roof, a little bit tattered and beaten down by the weather of the coast. Its structure built right on the dock, making it a favorite for some of the local fishermen and shipwrights, carpenters, and sailors alike. As you make your way to the hagfish, you see a kind of a grizzled-looking man. Almost looks like a proper soldier in the way that he moves and the way that he kind of presents himself, and sharp, kind of a sharp chiseled chin hidden underneath a well-kempt beard, short black hair, and thick eyebrows that kind of squint down. He kind of moves around with a slight limp behind the counter, but he maintains an upright posture in a militaristic sort of style. What would you like to do once you make it through the door?
Veteran.
Let's head up to the bar. Drinks are on me, fellas.
All right.
My good sir. Sorry, what was that, Kosh?
Never turn down a free drink.
Very true. Very true. I'll talk to the bartender. My good sir, your finest drink for myself and my friends.
Oh yes, it is Utrefair. Is that right?
Pretty close, my friend. Outremer.
Ah, Utremir. That's right. I remember you now. You met Nora last time you were here, when didn't you?
I did. I had the pleasure of meeting Nora. I think my friends would, after their drink, would love to meet Nora as well.
Ah, yes, that can certainly be arranged. Well, what are you drinking, fellas?
What would you recommend?
Anything with fish or alcohol.
Fish or alcohol? Ooh, we have both of those. Let's see. As far as drinks are concerned, here is one of my favorites. It is a fine imperial vintage down from the southern coasts, and it just came in just last week. You'll like this one.
We'll take it, absolutely. How about for food? My friend loves his fish.
Oh, you seem like a salmon man. Am I right?
Oh yes.
Yes. And you, sir, and he points towards Tristan. You strike me as a halibut man.
I am rather fond of it. Yes.
Indeed. And Utermir, let's see. What? I think sardines for you.
I have never turned down a meal in my life. And sardines, I've lived on them.
Perhaps get him a thing of toast for his sardines.
That's not a bad idea.
Toast, we can do that as well. Be right back. And he kind of shuffles off and comes back a couple minutes later with 3 plates, all identical, all with a slice of salmon, halibut, and a little bit of sardine. The sardine itself kind of is pooling in its own juice a little bit with a couple of pieces of toast kind of lined against it. Along with the salmon, you find kind of a green minty, mint layered on top of it, on top of the halibut. It is heavily buttered with what appears to be about a half a stick of butter each. And on the sardines, extra salt.
You know what they say, salt on sardines is you can't go wrong. It's a match made in heaven.
Sardines, one of my favorites. Something we certainly enjoyed in the Navy, I must say. Keep for long time.
Oh, absolutely. You salt these bad boys enough, they'll last you a long time.
I say, you landlubbers, you don't enjoy sardines like they truly ought to be served. Crispy, hard, and salted as hell.
It sounds delicious, my friend, though. Thank you.
I'll tell you, when you find yourself in a longboat with no land in sight, you'll be happy to have your rations.
I suppose that is very true. I've found myself on many an occasion just thankful to have some form of edible food.
Careful there, Utramir. Sailors are prone to tall tales.
Wait, do you think he's lying?
I'm apprehensive of anybody who served in the Navy.
Are you saying, sir, that I tell a lie?
No, sir, I would call you a sailor. Not a liar. Though where the two coincide, well, who could say?
Well, drop me timbers. I can't blame you there.
See, that's what I love about you, Tristan. You tell it as it is.
Now you boys enjoy that, and I'll come around a little later and see about your introductions to Nora.
I know they are in for a very good time in meeting Nora.
Oh, she's the best, the one.
She's quite
I
the.
worry every time you tell me we're in for a good time, Utramir.
We're sure in for something.
Guys, you might want to eat your fish quickly.
Probably.
Oh, already there, brother.
Let's grab a table. Oh, how much will the drinks and the meal cost?
Oh, we'll keep a tap open for you. I know you're gonna want a few more drinks, big boys like yourselves.
Very true. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
As he kind of like walks away and kind of attends to the other patrons, that's when Tristan and Kaji, you notice the kind of wood on wood sound as he walks. It appears as he kind of turns around the table, he is missing a leg about thigh down on the right side, replaced with a peg leg. And though he walks in a bit of a limp, he still kind of maintains a straight back and kind of a militaristic and very kind of orderly gaunt with him.
Say, I've seen experienced veterans with less decorum than he has. I'm very impressed. And they had 2 functioning working legs. Very impressive.
From what I know, he is quite had led quite an interesting life. It sounds like,
And
Why don't you
still
get him out?
living it by the looks of it.
very true, Gosh. It never ends for a man like him, right?
I suppose.
All right. So you guys enjoy your drinks and finish up food.
Absolutely.
That's when the bartender returns and says, "I see that your drinks are empty. We'll have to make a change for that. Before we do that, though, I think it's about time you've met Nora."
I think it's a great idea.
About time, we've been waiting.
There is a small item that must be attended to before you meet Nora.
Which is
I'll be needing 1 silver piece from each of you.
Why?
how about 5 copper pieces?
Price of entry is 1 silver piece. And he kind of points towards a nail on the wall that has a large brown coin pouch and says, "That there is where your silver pieces be going. And should you put your silver pieces in there and triumph over the next challenge, then you'll meet Nora."
Wait, so we have to pay to try to meet her.
Price of entry, I'm afraid.
Well, I've never
What
turned
kind
down
of
a
extortion are you
challenge.
running here?
Do you want to meet Nora or not?
Come on, Tristan. Kanj has already paid his
Well-
fee.
I shake my head, but I pull out a silver piece. Yeah, I shake my head, but put down a silver piece as well.
Right. It's on then. And he kind of puts the 2 silver pieces into the pouch and he kind of like weighs it and says, "Yep, this one's getting heavy." This puts it back onto the nail, grabs your 2 tankards and puts both tankards behind the bar. There's kind of a dark, kind of frothy, murky tank of liquid water, and he dunks both tankards in it and draws out this kind of almost like mucky, marshy water, brown and green and frothing, and puts them both down in front of you. Right, well, here's the challenge. Finish your drink, earn the silver pieces, and you get to meet Nora. No one's won the challenge in some time, so that pouch is getting a wee bit heavy. In fact, I think I'm gonna have to get a larger nail to hold it onto the wall. If you finish your drink and keep your dinner down, you get to meet Nora, and you get all the silver pieces that are in the pouch.
What do you guys say?
Bottoms up.
Here's to it.
All right. Both of you roll a fortitude save.
Sweet God.
Oof.
Okay, I've got a 9 to this, so I should. Okay, theoretically. All right. Yeah, okay. 28.
11.
All right. Both of you begin to drink your tankards of this milky, frothy, black and green and blue tar-like water. It tastes like brine of
Oh
fish
God.
and crab and clam that's been left out in the sun to rot for days. It has the aura of a of a sailor's jockstrap having not been washed the entire voyage.
God.
Tristan, you make it about halfway and you begin to you feel a lump at the base of your throat, but you continue to chug along.
So sad.
Khajiit, you make it about a quarter of the way through, and you get a little too enthusiastic with trying to drink it down a little too quick, and some of it goes up your nose and kind of down the back of your throat, and you begin to kind of choke on it, and then you spew out your entire dinner onto the table, losing the challenge.
We were never known for our strong stomachs.
Tristan, go ahead and roll another fortitude save.
Win that
I'll be
money.
saved. Okay. That's a 26.
26. All right.
Yes.
You, in the corner of your eye, see Khajiit having emptied his gut onto the table. Gives you a little bit of kind of a gut wrench yourself, but you keep on pushing through. You're not going to let this challenge beat you. You keep on going and going and going, despite the fact that all you're tasting is fish guts and slime and muck. And yet, despite every urge for you to let loose and release the beast and drown the table with your gall, you manage to drink the rest of that glass and then slam it down on the table. Kaj's frothy vomit going in either direction, making a pool onto the floor. You are green at the gills, and you are sweating beyond more than you ever thought you could sweat in such a short amount of time. But you managed to complete the challenge, and
Yes.
a little bit kind of gets at the top of your throat, and you swallow it again, and it goes back down. That's
Would ask
just a moment.
what in the hell that was. I
Oh,
don't want to know.
I must admit, I did not last. I was not able to complete this challenge. I made it about as far as I'm pretty sure Kaj. I'm pretty sure I made it about as far as you did before losing it. Tristan, that was very impressive.
It doesn't feel impressive, my friend.
After having finished the glass of what can only be described as frothy, murky gall,
Nope.
the worst kind of water that you can imagine, the bartender rings a bell behind the bar, alerting the entire bar that the challenge has been wrought and a winner has come victorious. He opens up the coin purse and spills out a mountain of silver pieces. You find in front of you $533 silver pieces in front of you.
Oh,
And the bar kind of begins to cheer and clap in jubilation that the challenge has finally been made and finally been claimed after so long a time. It seems that it hasn't. It seems, based upon everyone's reaction, it's been quite a while since someone's actually succeeded.
Tristan.
I'm just super green around the gills, just trying to like look like I'm like, yeah, this is great. I want to vomit. All right. So now that I've downed whatever the hell that was, then I go see Nora now.
Aye,
Before
lad.
Whatever I ingested comes out either end of me.
Aye, lad, you do get to see Nora. That, and even your friend, though he did not quite exceed the challenge, he too.
I mean, he vomited impressively, did he not?
It was impressive. It was more fish than I've ever seen come out of a cat. The two
That's
of you, you've won the challenge and you've won your silver. Though I think the two of you have earned the right to see Nora. He kind of walks around the bar, back to the frothy, murky water, and he kind of knocks on the glass. Knock, knock, knock. And you see in front of you, swim to the edge of the glass, a set of series of recessed teeth latch onto the glass, kind of a tail wagging and weaving back and forth behind it. This kind of interlaid series of teeth kind of going at the bartender's finger as he kind of waves it in front of the glass. Oi, this here is Nora. She's the hagfish. And she's sure happy to see you. Look at those pearly whites.
So
I retract my claws and I say, "Oh, that looks like some good tuna."
Gosh, I will throw up on you. Put him away.
Nature.
I'm very sorry, my friends. I played a bit of
I'll
a
deke
practical
on you
joke.
Like some kind of crouch, like between them, just kind of hugging my stomach, like. Not sure if the 533 silver pieces was worth it. Just questioning all of my life choices that have led me up to this decision. Did I drink Nora's bathwater?
Aye, you did, lad. Haven't cleaned that thing out in over a week.
I think my friend needs to know where the bathroom is.
It's right on the dock, right over there. You're a good sport.
Wait, if I throw up, do I have to give you the money back?
Are you asking the bartender?
Yes.
No, you've earned it.
Okay. I go and I throw up.
And he kind of walks up behind you as you're spewing into the dock, feeding the fish and chumming the water. He says, let it out, lad, yes. No, she can be a prickly one, that's.
I come up and just wipe my mouth with the back of my hand, like, okay, let's figure this out now. Before you have me drink something else.
I'll tell the bartender, whatever these two want, again, it's on me. Give them anything they desire.
I want 2 ales and a mead right now.
You, my friend, you need the strongest and darkest stout I have to get that wash out of your mouth. Am I right?
You are speaking my language.
I know exactly what you need. And he takes the glasses that you had in front of you, kind of puts them under the counter and grabs 2 fresh glasses and pours both of you these black, I mean, it's like black tar looking stout, like black as tar looking stout. But as it gets closer to you, you kind of smell the aroma wafting from your two stouts, and it just smells so enticing compared to what you are now, what was and still is filling your nostrils. You both, without even really thinking about it, grab the stout and just down the entire thing.
Excellent. Much better. Oh.
All right. What were we doing again? I got lost in the south.
I'm afraid I'm very sorry, my friends. For my practical joke. That is why I'm for other reasons too. But I'm more than willing to pay for any other drinks or foods you would partake in tonight.
That's
Wouldn't
good
say
because
that.
that was not a cheap ale.
You know what the hell? I'll take one too.
Ah, now you're speaking my language, my man. And he pours you a nice tall glass as well.
Bottoms up.
Well, I mean, if you're buying, I'll take some more fish to replenish what I lost.
Be more than
We're
happy
gonna
to.
be here all night, aren't we?
Oh yes.
All right. Let's. I guess let's talk with Nora. I guess is she familiar with our female friend because they were both unusual?
Oh no, I don't think Nora can talk whatsoever.
No, she's just a regular hagfish.
Again, I'm so sorry. This is part of just my joke.
I steal the rest of Utrimer's stout.
Understandable.
Yeah, getting down it.
How much is that per glass?
3 gold pieces.
I'll take another.
Another round.
I think the price just went up. I'm only joking, yeah.
Oh,
Sailor's got a sail.
how much for a bottle?
Well, we don't have them by bottles, only by the glass.
Oh, okay. No worries then. We'll take another round.
All right, another round it is. It's at this
Ooh.
point where you're kind of sinking down into your seats, enjoying your nice, strong, exceedingly strong ale. Where you notice a couple of games going on around the tavern. It looks like there's a arm wrestling competition with 2 pretty beefy looking dudes, one of which appears to be a red-headed dwarf. Seems like there's a couple of people playing darts on one side of the corner or one side of the bar, and there is a table that seems to be filled with people playing liar's dice.
Oh. Well, acting far more drunk than I am. I'll take my hand at some darts. Oh, boy.
Let's go, Kaj. You got this.
Yep. I can do this.
Can you do this? I don't know if you can do this.
You can do this.
What do you friends say we raise them? That's hey.
What were you thinking?
20 gold pieces, my friends.
What?
20 gold pieces for darts. I'm afraid that it may be a little too rich for me. I have very little skill at darts myself. Let alone when I'm already a bit tipsy.
So, are you playing darts? Are you playing darts among yourselves, or are you going to go try to join one of the ongoing games?
I'll go try and join one of the ongoing games.
I will watch as you guys play.
It looks like there are 2 people playing darts at the moment. Kind of a straggly-looking fellow, tall and slender, bit thin around the gut, and kind of a shorter, beefy-looking character.
Oh, hello, you two.
How are they playing? Are they good?
Are you just gonna watch for a minute?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch them.
that's probably a good idea.
Okay. They seem to be pretty good. Like they definitely kind of frequent the dartboard, but they're not getting bullseyes every time. They're getting a bullseye every fifth or sixth shot, something like that. But they have pretty good grouping.
Oh,
Hmm.
gosh. Do you think you can do better than that?
Oh, I think I can.
Hmm.
I'm gonna stumble over to the dartboard and challenge them to a friendly game of just a mere silver piece to start.
Silver piece, you say? Well, we don't play for nothing less than 10 gold pieces around here, at least with the darts.
Oh, well, I think I'm a little too drunk for that, my friends. I could use silver, but not much more.
Go. And I assume that you're playing drunk, more
Yeah.
drunk than you are. Go and roll
That's-
deception.
Are they my targets?
One of them can be.
I'm gonna make this the big dude my target.
The tall guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of tall. Think tall and slender and short and stout.
Short and stout. Anyways, short and stout dude. I'm deceiving him. I get 24 against him, 22 against the other.
Nice.
Well, I suppose for the first game we could play for just a silver.
Okay.
Well, here's your
Okay, I
dart.
can do that.
Here's your darts.
All right.
Pretty simple. Try to go for the bullseye in the center. Whoever has the highest points wins.
I'm aiming for that middle bit.
Yeah, that red dot in the center.
Oh, okay. Intentionally miss.
All right. How bad are you trying to miss?
Enough to keep him interested.
I mean, are you hitting the board or are you going way off?
I'm hitting the board. I'm hitting the edge of the board.
All right.
Is my rule is what I'm going for.
All right. Go ahead and roll a. Actually, that's a good question. What are you gonna roll? Go ahead and roll a athletics check.
Oh man, that's my worst. You sure it's not dexterity?
I was debating that. I mean, it's kind of a sport, sort of.
Throwing stuff, right?
Yeah, it's true. All right, go ahead and you swayed me. Go ahead and roll a straight dex roll with whatever modifier you have.
Oh wait, that's not any better. Okay. 22.
All right, you managed to kind of pin the edge of the board.
Yep.
Right. Well, that wasn't so great. We got 2 more shots, I suppose.
Damn,
You
they
only
just
got-
called you the fuck out.
That one didn't even count.
Damn.
Oh. I'll try again. 8.
8. This time you kind of get about. You're kind of aiming for the edge of the board, and you kind of get about halfway between the edge and the center, and you earn yourself 5 points.
Oh. Okay. And 15.
All right. This time you kind of get to the edge of the board and get 0 points again. Well, I got to say that was less impressive than I thought it might be. You seem like you might be good at this game, but clearly not.
Well, I mean, how about we just even you win this round? Yeah, I'll give you that one. How about we level the playing fields? Bartender.
I kind of
think
swagger
my
up
friend
behind
wants a
Taj,
drink.
and I'm like, Taj, are you competing drunk again?
No.
I
Me and my
think
friends
you
say
are.
something.
You're competing drunk again, aren't you?
No.
No, you're
I
competing.
wouldn't do that again.
Yes. Is
I think-
is he bothering you two gentlemen here?
No, he's all right. He seems harmless enough.
Nah, I see. How much money?
How about we all take some shots? How about that? That'll leave them play.
Oh, I'll drink to that. You buying?
Yeah. All right, and I don't take a shot.
So are you getting around to drinks for everybody? Kosh?
I'll buy drinks. I'll buy
Shot
drinks
round.
around.
I'm nearly silver rich. I'll spring for a couple of shots.
All right.
All right, rounds on me. Rounds on all of us.
All right. Bartender brings over a round of shots for everybody. You each get a shot glass filled with spiced dark rum. Somewhere between a caramel, like a dark caramel, and a smooth vanilla flavor or color.
That sounds freaking fantastic.
As you kind of nose the glass, you get hints of vanilla, cinnamon, and something you can't quite place.
Well, gentlemen, tonight's we won't remember with people we hopefully won't forget, eh?
I'll drink to that.
Oh, I drink to that. All right.
Woo!
So, I understand that you may have competed with my friend here a little bit.
I did. Well, I should say he competed and ended poorly.
Any interesting
See
continuing
defeat
that?
before defeat was made.
Any interest in continuing that competition?
Oh, I'm always interested.
All right.
And he
then.
kind of like raises an eyebrow a little bit at you, as you raise an eyebrow at him. You kind of raise it. You just kind of you're kind
Retrieve the
of
darts,
Dwayne the
then.
Rock Johnson each other.
All right. Retrieve the darts then.
All right. He
Hope your
grabbed.
aim steadier than your hands.
Oh, my wife says I have very steady hands.
Ah, that's funny. She told me the same thing.
He kind of like grabs your kind of the scruff of your chest and says, "What was that?" Doesn't seem like he can take a joke all that well when it comes to his wife.
Sir, I think your hand's in the wrong place.
It's right where it needs to be when it
Is it?
concerns
Is
my
it?
wife.
Is it?
It is. Are you trying to intimidate?
Yeah, is it?
Go ahead and
Okay,
roll
I'm gonna
intimidation.
try to roll to intimidate and then, drop my hand to my sword like, oh, is it now? Roll the natural 20. And +5 for intimidation.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, as you kind of like stare down at him, because he's a little bit shorter than you are, he kind of takes another look at you and at the sword at your hip and says, "I'll let you off this time." Yeah.
Sure you will. Sure you will. Go get your darts. Go on.
He go. He goes against the darts.
Wow, that was really impressive, Tristan.
I go pull the darts out of the board like. All right. You ready to play now? Or are you going to try to start something you clearly can't finish? Again.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'll finish this game and leave you a little lighter in the coin purse.
Good.
What's the bet?
Well, you took what? 5 silver off my friend?
That was a measly 1 silver, but he seemed a little juvenile to the game.
I was talking about.
5 silver then. Work our way up.
All right.
Are you too sure about this?
Justin knows.
Yeah, I mean, it's your guys' money. I won't hold back on that.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, my friend.
All right, go ahead and roll.
I kind of lean over to Uchimir and be all like, see what you can't find out while I have this twit distracted.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Kaj, keep doing what you're doing. All right, so what are we rolling to kick this guy's ass at pool?
Sorry, what was the bet?
Darts. 5 silver.
All right. Straight dex roll with modifier.
Ooh, that is my spicy stat. It's a straight dex roll or a strength dex roll?
Dex, D20 plus your dex modifier.
Okay, so D20 plus 2. Okay, cool. That's a 17.
And you're going for bullseye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time.
You. Let's see. You get about halfway to the bullseye and score. Sorry. 3 points.
This shot's a bit of a filler, you know?
Well, let's see your second shot.
That is a 20.
All right, you score 4 points.
Right. That is a 16.
You score. Wait, lost track. 3 points? Hold on a second. All right. So what did I say? I said 3, 2, 3. So you got what, 7 points?
3, 2, 3. Yeah, 7.
All right. Well, not bad. Let's see.
Are you playing as well, Kosh?
Snockered.
You do what you got to do, bud.
I'm great.
Do you want a seat or some water?
Yeah.
Can I get some water for my friend?
Some Nora's water.
Maybe something fresh.
I know.
Bartender grins at you and says, "Yeah, we can get you some." And he kind of gives a glass in front of Kaj. Kaj, do you drink up? Kaj, do you drink?
The water?
Yeah.
Can I do a perception to know if it's water? I'm not actually snockered.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to.
Oof. Mega oof. 17.
Looks like water.
I'm gonna drink it.
It tastes like salt water.
Oh my gosh.
And
Son of a
the
bitch.
bartender is just laughing. He's just having a good old time.
It's,
And then he puts a kind of a what looks like lemonade out in front of you and says, "On the house, just for being a good sport."
I'm gonna sniff it this time.
It smells like lemonade.
I'm gonna roll for fuck. 14.
It looks and smells like lemonade.
I'm gonna taste it.
It tastes like lemonade.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
okay.
Yo, bartender, you should maybe think about changing your name to like I don't know, the joke drinks or something.
Like,
You know, I always thought I'd be a good jokester. They always said I'd be a good jester. Maybe that's why they called me Judgy.
I think that's a good name for you. I think maybe I will start calling you Chester.
That's what my friends call me.
Oh, really?
Well, you're my friend now, aren't you?
Of course.
You're certainly buying drinks like a good friend.
Absolutely.
We're funding this guy's rent for God knows how long.
Oh, I know. It's a little scary, but we're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's see how he does. Oh, where's my? Oh, here it is. All right. First, he gets 4 points. Then, bullseye.
Oh,
5 points. And third one trails off, gets 1 point. So he's looking at 10 points. He wins.
damn.
Son of a bastard.
Now that's how you do it, son.
nice work, my friend. Drinks on you.
Got
So take 5 solar pieces off out of your party inventory or your character sheet.
right.
And bartender, like my friend here said, shots all around.
Aye. Another round of the same?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna continue to throw the shot over my shoulder while they're not looking.
Well, it was a good game.
Aye, it was. Especially when I won.
Indeed. I'm trying not to be salty about this, and I'm failing miserably.
I'm gonna pull Tristan over to the side and tell him, "Hey, we just gotta get him drunk enough to be bad, and then I can beat him. All right? I need your help, though."
Well, my friend, you have had a fine game. At the very least, let me buy you a drink. I lean over to Jester and I'm like, what's the strongest drink you have here, my friend?
He kind of grabs the back of your neck and kind of pulls you in close. You really want the strongest.
Man, yeah.
It's not cheap.
I beat me soundly. I think he deserves it, doesn't he?
Aye, he does. Be right back. Kind of goes into the back room and comes out with a fairly dust-coated body and kind of brushes off some of the dust and kind of grabs a cloth and kind of cleans off the cork. Takes the cork out and pours down 2 glasses in actually quite fine-looking glasses, kind of these sort of crystal-esque, glass-esque looking, what do they call them? Dessert enders, or dessert glasses.
Mm.
All right, here you are.
My friends, come.
Oh, you want it for everyone? Oh, we can do that.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No, I wanted it for him.
I know. I was just messing with you.
How
Not
much
that,
is-
I mean,
How much does that run?
how much is the damage?
You don't want to know.
I think I do.
What have I gotten myself into?
Are we talking like 20 gold a shot?
Do you want to know?
Absolutely.
Yes, the bartender.
How much is it?
Oh, it's not 20 gold a shot. It's only 15.
Oh, that's a little better.
No. No. I don't trust my skills.
I think I'll hold
Alright,
off
well,
on myself.
my friends, join us in some normal drink. Okay. You have won this night. Let's drink to you and drink to us. All right. Bartender. A normal round for all.
And who's paying for this round?
him.
Oh, I got this one.
Another round it is.
Just for me, my buddies, and these two new friends.
Aye, we can do that.
Cheers.
Tristan,
my
did you still
friends.
want to buy the winner that $15 shot?
What is it? 5 silver pieces to a gold.
Oh, yeah, is it 5 or 10?
Or
It's
the
fine.
expensive one?
Huh? Yeah, sure.
Or the expensive, really, really fancy one, or the regular rum?
We'll just get him a regular rum.
The regular rum is silver piece each.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then we'll just line it. We'll just get him the regular rum.
All right. He already poured the expensive stuff, so he bought it already. It's on your tab.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, whatever. We'll drink that, and I'll cry about my finances later.
And the two finest for our new friends.
Aye, we can get 2 more out of the fight.
No, we already bought
No, no,
two.
no, no,
It's
no.
enough.
Okay.
They're
I
just
hear
trying.
you.
They're trying to match you, and you're joking. They're funny, aren't they?
I'm
Very
never
funny.
going to financially recover from this.
As long as they keep putting up the gold, yes, they're very funny.
I would agree.
All right. After our two new friends drink all that booze that we just bought, I'm gonna gauge their drunkenness.
Go ahead and roll. So just those two drank it, right?
The really good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So short, stout guy and the tall, slender guy both kind of take the shot back without really even sniffing it or nosing it at all. And the one guy, the short guy, or no, the tall guy, he kind of pounds his fist down on the table and says, "Ugh," and kind of quivers for a moment. The short, stocky guy, he kind of grabs the end of the table and kind of squeezes down, and they're both kind of like grunting at each other. After a moment, it seems that they recover, and they seem a little lighter headed than they were before. Go ahead and roll a perception check, though.
22.
All right. They, at this moment, don't look too much more inebriated than before. They seem a little lighter headed, but they're about the same inebriation as before at the moment. But they only just drank it, so.
I guess we gotta keep
One more round for me and my friends. But this will be a night to remember.
or not.
All right.
Aye, that can be done.
Bottoms up.
All right. So everyone, go ahead and roll a fortitude save.
Oh, I'm not drinking.
Okay. Well,
I'm
you
not
still.
drinking any of it.
Oh, you not? You haven't had anything to drink. No, you had like 2 hours.
Nothing. I had 2 at the very beginning of the night.
Okay.
I rolled a 26 anyway.
Only a 17.
Uchimir, you aren't feeling so great. You're not sick, but your head is swimming a bit.
Is the room always spinning, or is it like
Oh no, Ultramid, the room's not. No, it's not spinning.
it's not?
No.
Oh, that's me.
Okay. The tall, skinny guy. He kind of sat down at one of the chairs, and it looks like he is actively falling asleep. Like he's kind of like putting his hand on the table, trying to stay awake, but he looks like he's drifting off.
Oh. I kind of situate him so he's a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
That guy looks like he's had a good night.
Short, stout guy looks like he's still up for another round.
Barkeep, can we get a bucket of water for my friend?
Salt water it is.
There we go. I grab Ultramid's head and I dunk it in it.
What's the tall, slender dude looking like?
He is somewhere between asleep and awake on the table.
That'll wake me up.
I'm gonna stumble over to him. Like, hey man, we're finally like the same level. You want to play some darts again, but this time some high stakes. Let's do it.
Okay.
But
And he
wait, before you do, have another beer.
Yeah.
I put mine in front of him.
Yeah, beer good.
Yeah, I'll wake you up. Let's do this. All right. Okay. How about we bet fucking 60 gold?
Gosh, you even have 60 gold.
Six gold, 60 gold. How much
60.
is that?
It's not that much. You can do it, dude.
I would say that's worth 60 gold.
They kind of like, he's kind of like looks at his hands, and then he's kind of like, wait, I know it's here somewhere. Hold on. And he kind of grabs his coin first, like I found it. It's and he kind of like opens it up. He looks like he's kind of like got a little lump in his throat.
Oh no!
He opens up his coin first. Like I got all I got is 30.
All right, let's do 30.
Yeah, let's do that.
A couple of high rollers.
I'm gonna whisper over to Tristan. Okay, dude. Every single shot he takes, make a comment about fucking his wife. That'll get to him. All right.
Read my bloody mind.
All right. I'm ready.
All right. Go ahead and roll yours. Roll yours first.
All right. 17. This is just straight up dex, right? Nothing added to it.
Dex modifier.
Right, the dex modifier.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. 17.
All right. That is bullseye.
Nice.
Actually,
10.
wait. Sorry. Wait. I'm looking at the wrong one. Hold on a second. Yeah. Right. 1, 2. What'd you get? 17?
Yeah.
4 points. So that was like right
Okay.
outside the bullseye.
Cool. Next one's 10.
2 points.
Ooh, 22.
Bullseye.
No.
Hey, that's my friend. That's my friend taking those shots. Ooh, speaking of shots.
All right. So you got a total of 11 points. Let's see how your inebriated friend is doing. Does.
I believe in you, Tristan. It's all to you now.
All right. So is he taking his lining up his first shot? What's he doing?
He's kind of moving back and forth. He's on the line. He's kind of eyeing up
trying
his
to line
first
your
shot.
You know, your wife mentioned that you have that problem sometimes. So she appreciated me coming into the picture, really.
Oh, wait, what?
Your wife, she said you have some trouble, lining up little pricks with
Wait,
large
what?
targets.
And he launches the dart forward, and he gets, let's see, minus. It goes dead set into the wall. 0 points.
You know his wife?
I think you.
And then he grabs another dart, and he's kind of like lining up
You
another
missed.
shot.
Looks like you shot your shot the wrong way. She mentioned that too. My shot's always dead on.
Wait, what are you
Back.
saying about? What are you saying about my wife? Wait, what?
Your shot. You need to take it.
Let's see. This time he gets 2 points. And he seems like he doesn't quite he doesn't quite know what you're saying. Like he's kind of at that state of drunkenness where he doesn't quite understand it, like what you're saying. But he's so inebriated he can barely he can barely throw a dart even to begin with.
I didn't know Tristan, this man's wife. Where did you meet her?
He throws his third shot and goes right into the wall again. So you got a grand total of 2 points.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, Kaji's winner.
Wait, what just happened?
Well, you lost.
I
I
did
pick
it.
up his coin pouch.
Wait.
and
A round of drinks on me.
Pay our tab.
No. We're keeping this going. Round of drinks on me.
I pay off the tab, and then I pay the tab with the money we just earned.
You paying everyone's tab?
I'm paying our tab.
The three of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much does that cover?
That covers your 2 drinks.
Let's see. Where's my calculator? Wait. Oh no! Oh, wait a second. Is that right? Hold on a second.
Is that right?
Is that good? You guys spent 50 gold on drinks tonight.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
but the
Why not
30
30?
gold, right?
Because you got let's see, the 2 15s and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 3 gold drinks and a whole bunch of cheap shots. So that totals 50 gold.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Well,
you're right.
Let's put that 30 gold straight towards that tab. And we'll try.
Wait, guys. There's still one more sucker. We can get him.
You mean the one who's asleep?
No, the wake one.
No,
That's the
he.
one we stole for. I mean, that's the one whose money we won.
No, we won it off the guy that was almost asleep. That dude over there is still mostly awake and still thinks I'm shitty at darts. And
No, you guys were going up against the short, stout dude. The tall, skinny guy. He's passed out on the table right now.
Oh,
oh, wake him up.
There is liar's dice and arm wrestling match going on also.
if you're looking to, let's look to pay the rest of our tab with maybe some liar's dice, unless you either
I'm
you
going up to the arm wrestling.
All right, I'll follow you to our wrestling or wrestle the arms.
All right. As you make your way up to the arm wrestling table, it looks like there's a small crowd kind of going around, circling around the table. On one side of the table is a tall, burly man, dark black hair and bushy beard. Opposite him, a short, stout, red-haired dwarf with even broader shoulders and biceps. It seems that the two seem to be pretty evenly matched at their current match, and after about a minute of tugging and pulling back and forth, the crowd around him cheering and jubilating at whenever their arms would kind of cross the degree, finally goes down the arm of the tall burly man, slapping him into defeat. The dwarf victorious over the tall man. That's it. Who else is man enough to face me?
I'll give it a go.
Hey, Tristan, you'll wipe floor with this arm guy.
I guess. I mean, I'd like to think I'm pretty strong.
Oh, you pretty boy! You think you can do any better?
You think I'm pretty? Should I be worried about any untoward advances?
Oh, I don't think we have to worry about that, lad.
Hey, this guy, let me tell you something about this guy. He's very tough and very, very, very beautiful, handsome.
I don't know if you're proving my point right now, Richard.
Yeah, this guy is strong.
Sit down in front of the dwarf.
And
As Richard just goes,
this guy, I'm just gonna keep rambling.
I'm just gonna nod to Kaj and be like, I don't know what you're gonna do, but go ahead and do what you're gonna do.
I'm gonna go over here.
All right.
Well, if you're gonna sit down, you might as well sit down and lose.
I'll win. I prefer that.
Wouldn't we all? But tonight is not your night.
I don't know about that. I'm feeling particularly lucky.
Well, what's the bet then?
What's the running bet been for these strong arms you've been putting down?
Well, I just won myself 20 gold from this lad here.
Tristan, that's how much we owe.
That's a lot of money.
That's good gold.
Suppose we can take those stakes.
I will roll up your sleeve and put your gold down.
I'm wearing armor. I can't exactly roll up my sleeve.
Well,
The chainmailed arm just down like, we gonna do this or not?
yeah. Sorry, I'm looking up real quick. Forget it.
He's got no sleeves to hold him down. Pick him up.
Barkeep,
turn him
barkeep.
down.
One of your
He's
most
got-
averagest ales.
Oh my god.
Wait, first, I would like to buy an ale for the champion.
An ale, you say? Well,
Yes,
Dwarf.
I
You're
would
not going
like
to be
to
able
get-
to get him drunk.
No.
I won't say no to a free ale.
All right.
Selling
Upon
ourselves 50 gold in debt.
while stumbling over to him, I'm gonna sneak my potion of weakness into the ale.
Oh, you clever bastard. I love you.
What was
But
that?
like under the table.
Okay. Firstly, what was that portion of weakness's ability? Remind me.
I don't know. It just says potion of weakness. I got it off of loot or something.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. I remember now. Go ahead and roll a thievery check.
I would
No.
also like to point out
Mm,
that I have the pickpocket, which means
yeah. Thievery check.
I can steal or palm an object that is closely guarded, such as in the pocket or without taking -5 penalty. So, if I can steal or pickpocket anything closely guarded, I think that would also apply to adding things. Personally, it's up to you. So, if there's a minus penalty, I would argue that is negated, especially because people think I'm drunk.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Yeah. Go ahead and roll it. Yeah. What would? Let's do thievery check.
10.
10. Okay. You under the table, you kind of pour the glass, or you kind of pour the mixture over, and you bring it back up to the table. But as you do so, you notice that looks like you spilled some of it on the outside of the glass, and you're not really sure how much actually made it into the glass. But there appears to be a small puddle on the ground.
No matter. Champion! Here, I've been admiring you. Here's your ale. Congratulations.
Oh, well, if you're offering a free drink, I certainly will take you up on that offer. He just grabs the drink out of your hand and pounds it back. And then he kind of puts up his arm in front of Tristan and said, "Are we going to do this or aren't we?"
I've been sitting here the whole time, old man. What took you so long?
I was waiting for your friend to bring me a drink.
My friend apparently takes the other side. No matter. Let's get this done then, shall we?
Let's do it. And so go ahead and roll a straight up strength check.
No modifiers.
With strength modifier.
Okay, that's a 19.
See how we do. Shit.
I thought we were kind of investigating, and this is just straight up turned into a bar crawl.
Hey, they say drink first, question second.
All right, you start both in the center, and after a minute, you kind of are beginning to pull his arm back. His bicep, larger than yours, is shaking at about a 45-degree angle as you kind of are pushing him down. Go ahead and roll another strength check.
Gonna start chanting Tristan, Tristan.
Yes.
Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan.
21.
Yeah.
What?
What was that?
21.
Oh,
21.
101.
yeah.
All right.
Drunk.
But he got a natural 20, so he pushes you back to the center and it is beginning to kind of favor his direction.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Roll another strength check.
Tristan.
Tristan.
Okay. That is a 24.
Oh,
All right, you go back to favoring your direction this time. You both are at about a 45-degree angle, and beads of sweat are beginning to fall down both of your brows. His red hair is now being matched by the red tone on his face as he's trying to push against your arm.
I thought you were supposed to be strong.
Well, yeah, I'll give you credit where credit's due. You're stronger than you look.
Could say the same thing for you.
Go ahead and roll another strength check.
Hey, gosh, when did
Oh.
Thurston start
That is
fighting
another 24.
a big tomato?
Barkeep, some water for my friend.
I like
All right.
that.
At this point, you have him at about a 45-degree angle, and you kind of are pushing him farther and farther down to the table. There's a shred of space between the back of his palm and the table, and with a firm and push, you boom hit him down and slam his arm against the table, kind of emitting a cracking sound from the table.
Tristan.
And he kind of recovers and kind of wheels his arm around and says, "Well, I'll give you credit what credit's due. You did better than I thought you would. You have earned your champion's purse, and you know what? Next round's on me. Barkeep, we need to set the drinks around here."
Thank you.
Idea.
You gave me a hell of a challenge. It wasn't easily taken. That's all I could have asked for.
Well, I'll say that you look a little bit of a pretty boy, but you can stand your ground.
I've had to. You know,
Hey,
rough
All right.
ones out there.
that's
Barkeep,
my friend. You call him pretty. Right
That's
there.
it's a civil conversation. It's all right.
And you are right, my friend. Very, very
I'm
good.
gonna put the champion's purse like on the bar to like cover our tab.
All right.
These two could do any more betting.
Let's see. How much did you earn playing darts again? 30?
30.
I earned 30 and then I earned 20 with the arm wrestling.
All right, you're square on the tab.
Yeah, it only costs a potion of weakness.
Woo!
If it did anything.
that was
Right.
worth it.
So I'm assuming we're having a drink with this dwarf now.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah. So my long-bearded friend. I'm assuming you're a regular around these parts.
Oh, I'd like to come around here and play some games, have some drinks, get out to the workshop for a wee bit.
Really? I guess you've seen a bit of what's been going around, yes?
Aye, it seems that there's a little bit more of a security presence around here, which is never a bad thing in my opinion. I want to make sure that things remain safe and businesses continue to operate, things like that. It's always a good thing.
I've heard things can get a little rough down here if you don't play honest or run out on a tab. Is that true? I'm rather new in town.
Well, I suppose that depends on whose tab you're running out on and who you owe money to.
I heard rumors of a man in my travels on the way over from the Isles. The Dalek?
Dalek, I think, yeah.
Dalek, I think his name was. I'm faking like.
Oh, you're
trying
faking.
to like I'm like Damien, Daniel, Eric, Dalek. Let's say Dalek.
Well, I've probably come across a few Daleks in my day. I've been around the bush for a while long, but doesn't quite ring a bell.
One was a young man, I believe.
Young lad.
Younger man, about probably around 22 now. He was
Nah, doesn't ring a
an
bell.
out of towner, that is.
Out of towner.
Yeah, came through, was out in a few months.
Well, we get to
stories when you're on campaign. And apparently he caught the interest of a few of the men I commanded.
Did he now? And how'd that go?
Didn't find out. Got rotated units the next day.
Well, that's the way of things sometimes.
Seem like you know more than you're letting on.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Okay. That is a 15 in total.
He seems to be pretty straight arrow as far as you can tell.
Perhaps I'm mistaken.
So, what brings you into the shop today? I haven't seen you around here. I think I've seen these two jokers around here and there, but you look you're a new one.
Well, someone has to keep an eye on these two.
Well, that must be a full-time job.
Well, you could say that.
That's he's out of your not nickname just.
I mean, between this one, this one going on a ramble about the praises of his companions to everybody who will listen, and this one eating, every fisherman out of house and home.
These are fish.
I like
Well,
him.
if he likes fish, at least he's in the right town for it.
Guys, there's fish in the water, right?
I gotta go.
I point at Nora's tank.
I'm gonna leave and start shopping. Nothing.
All right. Well, looks like you're just about to run dry. Why don't we have another round?
You could say that, yeah.
All right. He grabs another round for the lot of you.
I kind of lean into Utramir. I'm like, I'm not sure we're finding anything here, are we?
I think the only thing we found was you are very strong.
Taj, any luck on your end?
Well, I'm shopping.
Oh, he's shopping. I guess I'll do a kind of look around the tavern, see if I can find anybody who's maybe watching, watching us, giving us more than a passing glance.
Go ahead and roll a perception.
Okay, 14 plus 7. It's better than what I was rolling before. 21.
Okay. Let's see. Doesn't look like there's anyone that's really paying you too much mind now that you've kind of settled down from the arm wrestling match. Actually, it looks like it's kind of the entire entire tavern is beginning to settle down as the evening draws on.
Well, we might have to just finish our brews and call it a night, boys. Head back to the Rusted Dragon. Find some soft beds.
That I like soft and beds too.
Right.
All right. The three of you kind of finish your drinks and let's see, you already paid your tab. Make your way back to the Rusty Dragon. It looks like the night is kind of closed in and the street lights are now being lit by torches. And you make your way back to the Rusty Dragon. Looks like there's a little bit of a couple of people enjoying kind of a nightcap near the fireplace. But for the most part, it seems to be pretty darn quiet. It's somewhere around midnight or 1 in the morning at this point. Just go right to bed.
Well, I mean, they got to sleep it off, and I probably have to as well.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely go into the sleep time.
Rusty Dragon is not free anymore, right?
Right. Correct.
I'm gonna dip off into the woods, collect some pine sap, and then sleep in the woods.
I'll just take care of Uchimere.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan.
All right. I think that's where we're going to call it a night. Thank you all to those on watching live and to those watching later on our YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
There was a little less combat in it, but we made up for that with a bar crawl.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wiping the floor and the wallets of people.
Clearly, we have no moral scruples.
All right. Night, everyone.
Night,
Bye, guys.
everybody.